what's up guys? It's Dave English from Public Safety Leader LLC, and I've been getting a bunch of people at work asking me about these new S.T.A.T tourniquets. So I figured I would get one and try it out and show you guys what I found. Here's what they look like. They come there. It's really small and compact in this packaging, but getting at it from here is not going to be ideal. So we're going to have to keep it out of the packaging when we're actually deploying this thing. You're not going to want to try and fumble with this with gloves and blood all over your hands and all. So let me see how well it holds together outside of the packaging. All right, so we actually got two. I got one that's a trainer and one that is their normal thing. So we're going to check this out and see. It looks like it does stay together pretty well. Let's see. Instructions before use. Well, it looks pretty simple. Put it on. I don't know why they're putting it on that little kid, but sure, whatever. Torso pressure strap. Interesting. Okay. So some options here, but yeah, basically it's just a big zip tie. So you just put it on and crank it down. That's what it looks like. Let's see. So the blue one is the trainer. The only difference between the trainer and the real one looks like well, I don't know. They look pretty much identical actually. So maybe just the color. All right, so let's play with this guy first. If we took off the band, pretty quick and easy to deploy, it looks like. All right, let's switch this thing around so you can see me. So it's going to come wrapped up pretty tight here, and it's still actually pretty convenient with that, so that's a good thing. Once you deploy it, you're just going to take that band off, wrap this around the limb, and you're going to want this end to be going in the same direction as this little piece that pops up. So you're going to wrap it around, feed it through the opening, and crank down, and it's in place. This one even has a little 1 hour timer, so you can press this, and I guess in theory that's going to count down for me. When you press it, nothing happens. Now, slowly a little thing here develops that says on. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we're going to play with that and see, I guess the color is going to work its way up as we go. To release this little tab, you can just pull that to the side. And you do have to fight with it a little bit, but that's good. You don't want it coming off accidentally. So pretty quick and easy to deploy. All right, so far this thing is actually pretty cool. It seems pretty easy to put on, and I was able to get pretty good tension on there. I'm going to try this again kind of from start to finish just to see how quick it actually is to deploy this S.T.A.T tourniquet. All right, guys, we're going to try out this S.T.A.T tourniquet, see how quick it is to apply it. So I'm going to simulate going down. You remove this rubber band, extend it, you can wrap it around, tuck it in here, pull. You are able to get pretty good pressure on there. There's a little timer on here, so you can press this and it's going to activate and start a 1 hour time. If you have a bunch of extra slack here, there is a little part where you can just tuck this back into itself and it just kind of keeps it clear. It's good pressure. It says on the packaging to either put it 2 to 3 inches above the wound or high and tight, so just kind of going all the way up as high as you can. We're not going to get into that debate right now because that's, that's the thing for another video. But so far, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised with this tourniquet. They're pretty cheap and quick to deploy. So we're gonna play with it a little more. Our SWAT guys are actually at lunch right now. I stayed back to do this video, so when they come back, I might give them a couple runs just to see what they think of it and how easy it is to deploy. Primarily right now we're using cat tourniquets and everybody's pretty happy with those. A few people have used the SOF-T tourniquets here too, and we're okay with those as well. But this is kind of new and different. I had a lot of people at work recently see some videos online and on Facebook for these, and I had a ton of questions about how effective they are, so I figured I would give it a shot. All right, so just to be complete here, we tried this out on the leg. It worked really well. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm going to try this on my arm as well, just to kind of see how it does and how quick it is. So if you guys kind of want to time me, I'm going to try and talk my way through it as we go, but we'll see how quick. So basically, you're just going to remove that band. Without using this arm at all, I'm going to kind of have to pinch this, wrap it around, get it started. Well, it doesn't really zip up too well. There we go. So again, it kind of naturally wound up going the other way. I prefer to have it where I can crank it down in towards me. This did get a little bit tighter though than the last application, so that's good. I think this actually would stop the bleeding. Again, we can hit the little timer here and tuck in any extra. So that's not bad. I don't know. It's a little complicated to get it prepped. Let's see, if we tried it the other way, we're going to open this thing up. You know, I'm going to have to kind of work this. It naturally goes the other way just because of how it's wrapped up. So you kind of have to fight with it a little bit. If you're doing this one-handed on your arm to get this fed through and started. Here we go. All right, so now we can crank down, crank in. You can definitely get it tighter when you crank in towards yourself, so that's definitely the way to go. Again, you can hit your little timer if you're worried about that, or you can just kind of note the time that it's applied. And then the slack, I can feed in here, and that'll just kind of help hold it out of the way. So not terrible. Applying it to your own arm is a little rough, you know, so just something to consider. But it does have good compression. All right, guys, just to give you a little comparison, just in case you're not as familiar with tourniquets in general, I want to show you a comparison with the cat tourniquet, which is what we carry and use now. That's what our whole team and our whole department actually is now using, the cat. So basically the difference here, you can deploy it, slide it up over your limb, crank it down, and have it tight. And I'm not timing it. I think that was pretty darn quick. You just twist this a few times and it's going to have good compression. You know, you can tuck the rest of the tail in there and cover this up just to keep it from slipping out. But it's done. And I was going pretty slow talking to you there. I don't know what the actual stopwatch was, but we probably could have gone even quicker. So as far as applying this to myself, you know, I think I'm going to stick with the cat tourniquet. It's just a great tourniquet all around. You know, we'll test this out a little bit more. I'll give it to some of my guys, let them try it, and then we'll kind of see. But so far, I'm not completely sold on switching over. Might be a great supplement or great, you know, other option to have. But you know, so far the cat's still way quicker with self-application. So you guys might be wondering why the heck I came all the way out to the shooting range to test this. Why couldn't I just done that in the office? Interesting thing, when I was looking at their website to order this S.T.A.T tourniquet, One of the selling points is that it's bulletproof. So I initially kind of thought that was a little silly because, you know, is this really going to be your protection? I mean, I guess there's that 1 in a million chance. I've got a shooting range, so we're going to test that out and see. All right, so I've got my little fake limb here. We've got our S.T.A.T tourniquet, so we're going to try this out and see how it goes. For those of you gun nerds who are wondering on the specifics, we're going to be using 40 caliber Spear ammo. It's a Lawman ammunition. Let's see, it is 180 grain TMJ. So we'll see how that does and how this new tourniquet holds up to some firepower. All right, so I got this thing rigged up. We're going to fire a couple rounds and see how it holds up. All right, let's check it out. Huh. Well, it did not go through. This one, it looks like it might have kind of rolled on the outside of it. We do have some penetration. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we've got the mark. This one, well, can't tell if that actually went through or not. Oh yeah, they both went right through it. Look at that. You got the one that came out on the side, and we've got the other one here. So it actually went right through the first round, pushing through right there. And then the second one that kind of grazed it went right through. So yeah, that's a new hole. I think that that first round went straight through it. You can actually see right there, if you look at the right angle here. We'll take this off and take a closer look, but I think it actually did go through there. All right, so let's test this out again. This was 180 grain 40 cal full metal jacket at about 7 yards. If this went through, we might have busted this myth before we can even switch up to a bigger caliber. So yeah, I mean, both of those went right through. So something penetrated through right there and right there. If you look on the opposite side of it, you can see from the back, it's easier to see where it's poked through. I don't know, that's an interesting look on that second hole. I might shoot again just to see, because I'm not really 100% sure. But I'm going to try it from a different angle here and see. I'm going to be shooting at this fresh area just to see if we have the same result or not. Oh yeah, clean through it. That's a very easy to see hole. Yep, so I'd say that went straight through it, no question. Yeah, that's the back of that part. So down here was the original 2 shots where they came out below. So this one is new, and so yeah, it blew right through that with the 40 cal. What do you say we try some other guns just because we're out here? All right, so 40 went right through it. So I don't have a lot of faith in any of the rest of this, but you know, we're already at the range, so why not have some fun? So we're going to try some 223 and see how that does. All right, next I'm going to switch over to my Glock 19, try some 9mm. I've got both a 9mm hollow point and full metal jacket, so we're going to try both of those and see how they do. All right, so first up, I've got the full metal jacket, so we're going to shoot that and then try the hollow point. So these are the ones that I just fired with the 9, except for that guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy. But I don't know, we've got a little penetration there. I can't tell if that's the full bullet. Let's take this thing down and look. Oh yeah, underneath there it looks a lot worse. I guess I'm just not used to the small rounds, but it does look like they penetrate through. What's interesting is it looks like, I can't tell if it kind of collapses down on itself after it goes through, or it's just stretching. That's just as an example. So you got the bigger round there. These little holes were all made from the 9, but then underneath this thing it's pretty devastated. So yeah, I think they are going through it. It's just interesting how the plastic is responding, but you definitely have a hole for each of those shots. We're going to try it with the shotgun and just see what it does. I definitely got some buckshot. I might have a slug too, so we'll try that and see how this thing looks. All right, so last test, we're going to try shotgun on this guy. We're going to use some double-aught buck. This is Federal Premium law enforcement ammunition, in case you're curious what we're using. Well, apparently we only got 2 shots, so we better make them count. Huh, that didn't do well. Yeah, tourniquet's still on. We've tried this with 40, with 223, with 9 mil, and now with buckshot. Now I will say, whether or not it's bulletproof, that's dumb, because I don't care if a tourniquet's bulletproof. None of the other ones are. This one's not. Who cares? What we really want is something that's quick and easy to use, that we can deploy and get on our patient or ourselves quick and easy, and it's effective. Based on that, this one's really not bad. Great for putting on your own leg, great for putting on somebody else. For myself, I don't think I'm ready to make the switch. I think I'm going to stick with the cat tourniquet. It's a lot quicker and easier to deploy, and especially to put on me if I go down, because I'm the medic, so I got to turn around and be able to help everybody else. But you know, try it yourself, see what you think. Get a couple. They're relatively cheap, so try them out, and hopefully this was helpful. If you got any value in this, please like the video, share it with people that you think would also benefit from seeing that, and follow me online. Again, my name's Dave English with Public Safety Leader LLC, and check out our website, it's publicsafetyleader.com. Damn, this thing tore it up.